was impressive. The artist, yes, and Vasim Bhai is going to talk about that part because he's a connoisseur of music and art. But I just want to say from the heart, from my bottom of my heart, that every time I talked to her, it was amazing discussion. She was professional to the point and empathetic. I changed the program on her twice. You have to do this, she said yes. Amazingly flexible. Coming from the business world, you tend to appreciate that. She should be working in a business environment. But she was also very empathetic. She was supposed to go back to Pakistan. She changed her flights just to be here with us. So I really kind of have a new respect for you and thank you for being here. I want to thank a couple other people. One is whatever you see here and upstairs is not my doing. It's one lady. Where is that lady? Hania. Where's Hania? Please stand up. Please stand up. She is amazing. And she again is a person, a nonsense. She's a straight shooter.
Say whatever you like.
You can either love her or hate her, but she's an amazing person and a genuine friend. So she has stayed up with me till late. She had put all the flowers you see upstairs. She has cooked for me. She has cooked with me. She has cleaned for me. She has cleaned with me. And most importantly, she kept telling me everything will be okay. Because I've been working every day. So I'm like, what's going to happen? So I really want to thank her. She's a genuine friend and a genuine person. And last, someone who didn't do anything, but has done everything, and that's my mom. She's amazing. She's a positive force in my life, and I'm so blessed to have her in my life. So with that, I'm going to give to Vasim Bhai to introduce in a true sense. I've just introduced her as a person. You need to introduce her as an artist.
Okay, sir.
Anyway, it is really my high honor to be here today and to be of some help in whatever little help I was able to provide to my very, I would say, young sister. And her devotion to the cause is impeccable. All of us know this. It's very important for people like this who are so devoted in spite of their busy schedule to should contribute. We should be happy to talk to them, and at least the least we can do is to encourage them. It is my privilege and pleasure to have known Miss Humera Channa for some time. The one thing I will tell everybody before I introduce her music talent, which is vast, and it will take a long time for me to just go through all the different honors and laurels that she has received. There's one thing I know, and I respect her deeply for it. The first time she came was for Aligarh Alumni Association. I've been coordinating their function for a while because they're building girls' education schools from people who contribute from here and those who contribute over there as well. And when I spoke to her first time about Aligarh Alumni Association, she was so happy, and she said, I'm also involved in it. And since that time, I have really talked to her so many times about different functions, all of it devoted to good work. So she is not only a great artist, but she's a great human being, and her manners are really something to behold, because she's so flexible when it comes to good things to do. So let me come back to her the real other side, which is her profession. There is a thing called Nigar Awards in Pakistan, which is like in India we have Filmfare Awards, here we have Emmys and so on and so forth, and that is the highest honor that an artist gets, particularly a singer. The one artist who got awards regularly was Noor Jahan, Madam Noor Jahan. She got 6 awards. The person who is next to Noor Jahan is no other than Humera Channa, who got 5 Nigar Awards. And Pakistan is full of artists, and among the artists, she shines bright among the very, very talented people. So that speaks volumes. She can sing in so many languages. I'm an amateur singer, not even worth talking about, but I do admire people who are so talented, so flexible. She was given last year the highest award in Pakistan, which I think is Sitara Imtiaz or Pride of Performance. She has received numerous awards in India and all over the world. You will hear her talent herself. You will be amazed at the flexibility, her nature of trying to accommodate all different varieties of songs. She sung with Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan in Bandit Queen, which was a big hit. And she has sang with almost every artist that I know, including Noor Jahan. So I am really honored that you accepted the invitation. I am honored because you are coming to a cause. I don't have to speak. First of all, it's girls' education. Then it's girls' education. It is in a needy country. And again, within the needy country, there are provinces that need more. So if you combine all of these different things, it is certainly a very, very good thing, very excellent thing that is being done here. So thank you very much, and I appreciate the opportunity to be of service to this wonderful organization and the fine young lady who is in heaven with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Jannat al-Firdaus. Assalamu alaikum. Miss Humera Channa, please.
जो एक उस बच्ची ने देखा कि जो अगर कुछ और लोग भी हम जैसे भी देखना शुरू कर दें तो शायद पाकिस्तान के हालात हर एतबार से ठीक होना शुरू हो जाए, लाइक एजुकेशन में और हेल्थ में। तो उसकी जो कोशिश है वो जारी रहनी चाहिए और हम सबको बहुत सपोर्ट करना चाहिए और लोगों को भी शामिल होना चाहिए इसमें कि ये इतना नेक काम है कि उसकी सोच कहाँ, यहाँ पलने बढ़ने वाली बच्ची है और अपने मुल्क के लिए उसके दिल में कितना दर्द, कितना एहसास सोनिया ने रखा। तो मेरी उसके लिए दुआ है कि वो तो बहुत ही अच्छी जगह है। और मैंने जब सुना कि मैं बहुत मैंने फील किया, क्योंकि बच्चे सबके एक जैसे होते हैं, तो मैंने बहुत अब दुख फील किया कि वो अब हमें नहीं है, लेकिन उसकी जो लगाया हुआ पौधा है वो उसे फलना फूलना चाहिए। और इरम, आपका शुक्रिया, आपने मुझे मौका दिया कि मैं यहाँ के कुछ परफॉर्म कर सकूँ। और सबसे बड़ी बात, बहुत बड़ा कॉज है और ये इंशाल्लाह बहुत आगे जाएगा और हम देखेंगे कि हमारे पाकिस्तान में जो गर्ल्स के हवाले से, जो एजुकेशन के हवाले से जो कमियां हैं वो पूरी होंगी। कोशिश है हमारी। एक हम से आगाज़ करते हैं, क्योंकि रब्बे पाक अल्लाह बहुत बड़ा नाम, सारी बरकतें उसके लिए, सारी बरकतें उसके नाम से हैं। तो एक हम से आगाज़ करते हैं। कोई तो है जो निज़ाम हस्ती चला रहा है, वही खुदा है, दिखाई भी जो ना दे, नजर भी जो आ रहा जगमगा रहा है, वही खुदा है, वही खुदा है, वही खुदा है, कोई तो है जो निज़ाम हस्ती चला रहा है, वही खुदा है। तलाश उसको न कर बुतों में, वो है बदलती रुतों में। तलाश उसको न कर बुतों में, वो है बदलती रुतों में। जो दिन को रात और रात को दिन बना रहा है, वही खुदा है, वही खुदा है, वही खुदा है, कोई तो है जो निज़ाम हस्ती चला रहा है, वही खुदा कोक स्टूडियो में मेरा एक अभी सॉन्ग रिलीज हुआ जो कि ट्रिब्यूट था मैडम नूरजहां जी को। तो बहुत उसका जो अरेंजमेंट और जो आप सुनेंगे देखिएगा ज़रूर, तो आपको अच्छा लगेगा, क्योंकि बेसिकली वो गाना बहुत बड़ा गाना है और मैडम नूरजहां का जवाब नहीं, वो एक ही इस सदी की खातून रही हैं सिंगर। और फैज़ अहमद फैज़ साहब का कलाम था, मैं पेश करती हूँ। तेरा गम है तो हमें दहर का झगड़ा क्या है, तेरी सूरत से है आलम में बहारों को सबा, तेरी आँखों के सिवा दुनिया में रखा क्या है, तेरी आँखों के सिवा दुनिया में रखा क्या है। तू जो मिल जाए तो तकदीर निगो हो जाए, यूं न था मैंने फकत चाहा था यूं हो जाए, हाँ मुझसे पहले सी मोहब्बत मेरे महबूब नामा, मुझसे पहले सी मोहब्बत मेरे महबूब नामा। अनगिनत सदियों की तारीख वही माना तलस्म, अनगिनत सदियों की तारीख वही माना तलस्म, रेशमो अतलसो कम ख्वाब में बुनवाए हुए, जा बजा बिकते हुए कूचाओ बाजार में, जिस्म खाक में लिथड़े हुए खून में नहलाए हुए, लौट जाती है उधर को भी नजर, क्या कीजिए अब जब से तूने मुझे दीवाना बना रखा है, संग हर शख्स ने, संग हर शख्स ने हाथों में उठा रखा है। जब से तूने मुझे दीवाना बना रखा है, जब से तूने मुझे दीवाना बना रखा है। उसके दिल पर भी कड़ी इश्क में गुजरी होगी, उसके दिल पर भी, उसके दिल पर भी कड़ी इश्क में गुजरी होगी। नाम जिसने भी, नाम जिसने भी मोहब्बत का सजा रखा है। जब से तूने पत्थरों आज मेरे सर पे बरसते क्यों हो, पत्थरों आज मेरे सर पे बरसते क्यों हो। मैंने तुमको भी, मैंने तुमको भी कभी अपना खुदा रखा है। जब से तूने मुझे दीवाना बना रखा है, जब से तूने मुझे दीवाना बना रखा है। पी जाए आम की तलखी को भी हंस के नासिर, पी जाए आम की तलखी को भी हंस के नासिर। पी जाए आम की तलखी को भी हंस के नासिर। हमको सहने में भी, हमको सहने में भी कुदरत ने बसा रखा है। जब से तूने मुझे दीवाना बना रखा है, जब से तूने मुझे दीवाना बना रखा है। संग हर शख्स ने, संग हर शख्स ने हाथों में उठा रखा है। जब से तूने मुझे दीवाना बना रखा है, जब से तूने मुझे दीवाना बना रखा है। पंजाबी करें? कौन सा? स्लोगन चाहिए या थोड़ा फास्ट? फास्ट वाला? साहब आपका शुक्रिया, आप तशरीफ लाए हैं और म्यूजिक को जिस तरह आप सुनते हैं, क्या कहते हैं। भाभी आपका शुक्रिया। अच्छा जी, अच्छा जी, अच्छा जी, बिल्कुल। माही आवेगा, माही आवेगा, माही आवेगा, मैं फुल्लां नाल धरती सजावांगी। माही आवेगा, मैं फुल्लां नाल धरती सजावांगी। ओनू दिल वाले अगले पलंग ते बिठावांगी। चलांगी पक्खियां, बड़ा कुछ कहनगियां अखियां। चलांगी पक्खियां, बड़ा कुछ कहनगियां अखियां। माही आवेगा, मैं फुल्लां नाल धरती सजावांगी। अज सोचनिया की गल कहनी है, अज सोचनिया, अज सोचनिया की गल कहनी है। ओने तकड़ा ते होश कदों रहनी है, ओने कढ़ के मैं अपे शर्मावांगी। कुछ कहंदी कहंदी चुप कर जावांगी। चलांगी पक्खियां, बड़ा कुछ कहनगियां अखियां। चलांगी पक्खियां, बड़ा कुछ कहनगियां अखियां। माही आवेगा, मैं फुल्लां नाल धरती सजावांगी। हाथ जोड़ के मैं ओनू समझावांगी, हाथ जोड़ के, हाथ जोड़ के मैं ओनू समझावांगी। मुख मोड़े गल मार जावांगी। मेरे प्यार दियां कसमां खावेगा। दिल हौली हौली डूब डूब जावेगा। चलांगी पक्खियां, बड़ा कुछ कहनगियां अखियां। चलांगी पक्खियां, बड़ा कुछ कहनगियां अखियां। माही आवेगा, 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 माही आवेगा। ये आपकी पोती के लिए था। थैंक यू सो मच।
एक्चुअली मैं समझा था आप चेत चढ़िया सुनाने लगी हैं।
चेचड़ा भी सुना देती हूँ।
चेत चढ़िया उस
ओके ओके ओके, बिल्कुल। एक सॉन्ग लाइक 2 साल पहले रिलीज हुआ था मेरा, एक एल्बम था पूरा तरंग के नाम से। जिसमें बहुत ही अच्छे खूबसूरत गीत थे। अब तो एल्बम नहीं रिलीज़ होती, अब तो 1-2 सॉन्ग्स किए जाते हैं और वो मीडिया पे अपलोड कर देते हैं। अब भी एक सिलसिला आर्टिस्ट इस तरह चल रहे हैं। लेकिन लकीली कुछ एल्बम्स ऐसी मैंने की हुई हैं कि जो मेरी शनाख्त भी हैं और मेरे बहुत ही इसमें फेवरेट मुझे सॉन्ग्स गाने को मिले अकॉर्डिंगली मेरे मैं जो पसंद करती हूँ गाना। तो ये वन ऑफ द बेस्ट सॉन्ग मेरा था जो इंडिया से इसका सारा वो वीडियो शूट हुआ था। मेरी अपीयरेंस नहीं थी बिकॉज मैं यहाँ नहीं थी, पाकिस्तान में नहीं थी, तो मुझे इस चीज़ का बड़ा दुख रहता है कि उसमें मेरी अपीयरेंस होनी चाहिए थी, लाइक एज सिंगर ऑब्वियसली। तो चेत चढ़िया बहुत मशहूर रहा, मैं पेश करती हूँ। पाकिस्तान में बहुत शादी ब्याहों पे इस गीत को बहुत डांसेस भी करते हैं और सुनते भी हैं। तो आई थिंक आप लोगों ने नहीं सुना होगा, क्योंकि फील कर रही हूँ कि चेत चढ़िया अगर मैं अल्फाज कहती हूँ तो आप लोग उसको पसंद करते और नहीं आपने सुना होगा। मैं पेश करती हूँ। चेत चढ़िया कि तैनू असी तकिया, चेत चढ़िया ठीक है, हाँ वो करते हैं। कोई बात सॉरी, मुझे लाइट डिस्टर्ब कर रही है अपेरेंटली, इसे जरा ना साइड पे करवा देंगे। ये मुझे लाइट डिस्टर्ब कर रही है, मुझे आपको जी जी मुझे आपको बहुत
I'm sorry. Okay, is that okay?
ठीक है, थैंक यू सो मच। मेरे दिल विच रह के मेरे दिल दा हाल न जाने, मेरे दिल विच रह के मेरे दिल दा हाल न जाने, तेरे बाजू कलिया बह के रोंदे नैन निमाणे, जीना मेरा है मरना मेरा नाल तेरे सी कर एतबार मेरा, मैं करा इंतजार तेरा, तू दिल तू यो जान मेरी, मैं तेनू समझावां कि ना तेरे बाजू लगदा जी। वे बड़ा पछताया आखा, वे बड़ा पछताया आखा, तेरे नाल जोड़ के। सुंजियां सुंजियां दिल दिया गलियां, सुंजियां मेरियां बावां, आजा तेरियां खुशबुआं नू लभदियां मेरियां सावां, तेरे बिना है किवें करां दूर उदासी कर एतबार मेरा, मैं करा इंतजार तेरा, तू दिल तू यो जान मेरी, मैं तेनू समझावां कि ना तेरे बाजू लगदा जी। हाँ तू की जाने प्यार मेरा, मैं करा इंतजार तेरा, तू दिल तू यो जान मेरी, मैं तेनू समझावां कि ना तेरे बाजू लगदा जी, मैं तेनू समझावां कि ना तेरे बाजू लगदा जी। थैंक यू सो मच। अभी है ओके ठीक है ना। एक टीस जिगर में उठती है, एक दर्द सा दिल में होता है, हम रातों को उठ कर रोते हैं, जब सारा सोता है, हो चांदनी रातें, चांदनी रातें, सब जग सोए हम जागे, तारों से करें बातें, चांदनी रातें, ओ चांदनी रातें। पिछली रात में हम उठ उठ के चुपके चुपके रोए, पिछली रात में नींद में नींद हमारे देश पर आए सोए, सुख की नींद में रातों ने मेरी नींद लूट ली, रातों ने मेरी नींद लूट ली, दिन के चैन चुराए, दुखिया आँखें ढूंढ रही है वही प्यार की बातें, चांदनी रातें, हो गए गए मेरे साथ, चांदनी रातें, क्या कहने, सब जग सोए हम जागे, तारों से करें बातें, क्या कहने, वाओ, चांदनी रातें, चांदनी रातें, तकते तकते टूटी जाए आस पिया ना आए, तकते तकते शाम सवेरे दर्द अनोखे उठे जिया घबराए, शाम सवेरे दिल की धड़कन तुझे पुकारे, दिल की धड़कन तुझे पुकारे, आजा बालम बहारे, बैठ के तन्हाई में कर ले दुख सुख की दो बातें, जोर से मुझे आवाज नहीं, क्या कहने, सब जगह सोए हम जागे, तारों से करें बातें, क्या बात है, चांदनी रातें, चांदनी रातें, सब जग सोए हम जागे, तारों से करें बातें, चांदनी रातें, चांदनी रातें, हो चांदनी रातें, चांदनी रातें, हो चांदनी थैंक यू सो मच, शुक्रिया, थैंक यू।
Thank you so much. We would have a little break for dinner. I'm sure you guys are waiting for dinner. You're not waiting for dinner? See, this is the first time, Humera, somebody said they're not waiting for dinner.
My dinner time is 7:32.
7:32. So, no, we'll break, and then we'll come back. She's here, and the
I
best...
trust you.
It's good that somebody trusts me here. Otherwise, you guys are wasting your time here. But I just want to take a minute, and I'm not going to give you, half an hour presentation. But I do want to talk about this cause, and I know my daughter is here, and she would be asking me to say something about it. So I'm going to go ahead and say a few things. And I know the cause very well. I see in the audience, you have walked with me every step of the way. Others have joined in as we went forward. And then others, I'm hoping you guys are going to join us, right? Because this is a gift that we give back to humanity. So I don't see this as a charity. It's a gift that we all participate in giving back to humanity. But my daughter at 17, she knew that way ahead of her time. And she decided to do something about it. So I'm not going to talk too much about her because you will hear about her. But I want to talk about her cause just a little bit. And I will start by sharing with you a little film. And some of you have seen it like 80 times. So close your eyes. But the others who have not, I want to start with that because that's going to give you history and the context of it. And then I'll talk for a few minutes and my friends will talk. This is a very small organization. We don't have a lot of people. I have friends who have worked with me. I have a couple of board members. So they will talk and then we'll have a dinner. And then we'll come back to what you all came for. I hope you came for more than that, but for Humera to come back. And she's going to be here and singing Into the Night. Okay? So let me share with you the film, October of 2014. In December of 2014, there was a terrorist attack, and half of the school was destroyed. And so we rebuilt it. And then the school started in April. The first time we had put filtration plant with the help of people here. In fact, Tanseem helped us put that filtration plant, and that was destroyed in the terrorist attack. So we had to build that again. And in April of 2015, we started again the school back. But we have come a long way. In 2 years, I was talking to Zafar Bhai this morning, and I was missing the timeline, and you were reminding me of the timeline. But from 2015 to now, the school has gone from primary school to middle school. We have rebuilt the filtration plant. We have solar panels. That village gets about electricity about 4 hours a day. And now our school is the only building in the entire village that has light 24 hours. Wow. And we have street lights. That village doesn't have any lights. So if you go in the dark, you can't see anything. There's no lights. And I'll show you the pictures. So this school has street lights in front. We have, we built a concrete road. It was a mud road in front, and we have put street lights. And it's become a village center. So people gather there and sit and talk, and children study on those 4 lights. We have only 4 lights in front. So that was a major step for us to do that, because now we can run computers. We can run, fans. It gets very hot there in summer. Also in summer, what we did was we connected the water filtration plant, which runs now 24 hours, because it used to run with electricity. So now it runs 24 hours, and in Ramadan, we connected coolers with the water filtration. So the entire village took cold water during the Ramadan. For the first time, we have also given uniforms to children. And that was the biggest difference for the children. I didn't realize that giving uniform, that's a good tune. On uniform, that was good. It was amazing to see children. They couldn't stop smiling when we gave them 2 pairs of clothes and shoes and belt. Because some of these, and I'll show you before and after pictures, some of these children don't have clothes, proper pairs of clothes. And that really pumped up our registration. And the terrorist attack, there was another one not too long ago, same school. This was before the uniform. And luckily nobody got hurt, and the building was not destroyed. And interestingly, the person who threw the bomb, grenade, So he came on a motorcycle in the evening, and he threw the grenade. The grenade went back on him, and he died. Yeah, poetic justice, absolutely. So we found a puddle of blood, and then we tried to track him down, but we had his motorcycle. And the sad thing is, that motorcycle had Quran Sharif in it. Our Bible.
There's no reason for another attack now.
There is no reason, because now the villagers have really come together. As I said, our school has become the center of the village. And we had a social mobilizer after that. We had uniforms. The biggest thing that worked for us, and I was in an NPR, and Jerome asked me, what did you do? Because terrorism is such a big problem. How did you overcome the problem in your village? Because when this happened the first time, people got, and the second time especially, because the first time the school was not running, the second time it was running, people got very upset, villagers. And they said that you have brought terrorism to us by educating girls. If you were not educating girls, there would not be terrorism. So then we hired social mobilizer, and our children went from 150 to 20. The next day, only 20 children showed up. And the teacher said, we're not coming. And a lot of my friends said, stop it, you can't go on. And a lot of my friends said, no, you can't stop it, you have to carry on. So what we did was we hired a social mobilizer who went from home to home, and he took the books and gave it to the people, saying, your children are not coming, but keep the books. So when they come back, they can study. We also started a vocational center for women. It's interesting that villagers don't want their daughters to go to school, but they don't mind their wives going to vocational center to learn to self-support. So we have about 100 women trained in our vocational center, and I'll show you the pictures. And their lives have changed. When I went there, they said, you cannot imagine what you've done for us, because now we can earn for ourselves. So then the children started coming back, but people said, their parents said that we will send you boys, not our girls. And we said, fine, send your boys, but every boy brings 2 girls. And that's why you see boys, because actually we want this to be 100% girls. And so now we are 60% girls, and very soon we'll be 80% girls. And also we said to women who come to the vocation center is, you have to bring your daughter, your niece, otherwise don't come. They're so desperate to come to the vocational center, they were willing to bring girls. So we have really turned from the place that was resisting educating their girls to saying, we really want to be with you, and we're going to protect you. And our villagers now sit in front of the school to make sure that it is safe. And we also have security cameras. We have 24-hour guard, which we may not need very soon, because our villagers are our guard. We also had a medical camp last year, and we did all the medical checkup. So every child now has a health card that we will progress as we go. We went from primary to middle school, almost middle school. It's 7, and next year it's going to be 8. So all of a sudden, we've seen a dramatic change in that village among these girls. And I'll show you pictures. But it's not just only those girls. What we started, I think it was 2015, we started a Sonia Shah scholarship program here for girls who cannot go to college. And we have now 4 girls in that program. Our first recipient is going to be graduating next spring. So I think you guys know where Humera is. It's in the northwest of Pakistan, close to Afghanistan, and it's about 40 miles from Swat. where Malala was shot, so not too far from there. You guys know about Malala, right? Yeah. So this is just the very small pictures, but it tells you we started in 2014, we inaugurated in October, then the third from the left is really the destruction of the school, and then slowly we have come to a place where we have a new school. I'm going to show you some more pictures. So this is how it looks like now. Social mobilizer, I talked about that. Solar panels, you can see the light in the veranda. This was a major. I wasn't sure whether he understood part of it or not, but he did an amazing job, and they did a whole drama for us. And this boy who was on the streets now is really going to become something, because he's really, really smart. Amazing. The girls in the middle, and the left side also, if you can see her, this is a girl who has a heart problem. She has a hole in her heart, 5 holes in her heart. So when we did the medical checkup, she was one of the danger list. But you know, we have to go a long way, because we were ready to support. One of our donors was ready to help her, but she's too scared. And she has 6 sisters, so the parents say, no, not now. We're not going to allow her to have surgery, because we think she's going to go to the city. I don't know what the reasons are, but we're keeping an eye on her. Her father died, I think he had a heart attack as well. So, but she and a few other boys, a couple of other girls had some problems, but she had the biggest problem. It's a medical clinic, and this is the vocational center. Maybe you can switch off the lights. Kafir, would you switch off the light, please? On top. So this is very popular. Women are just wanting to do this and learn. Scholarship program. And then we had some friends who visited. I go every December, but one of our board member, Sarah, is going to talk about it. She was there, and Ahmed Farah's son is from the right side. He went there as well to see the school.
Pakistan? Sonia Shah School?
Okay, so we have a lot of pictures and stories, but I just wanted to not take too much of your time. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. It's a cause that started by my daughter, and I do want people to come with me and help me, and I appreciate your time. I do want to take a minute to get a couple of my friends to speak for a few minutes, just to give you a little bit more light. Sarah, she's a board member, and you'd like to add something? Yeah?
Many of you do know me, and some of you may not. I've been with Iram. Zahir and I, Zahir is in the back. Zahir, you want to say? No, you come over.
Come over.
Come over.
Come over. We don't see you often. Come over.
Come over. Sure.
I didn't see you.
So Zahir and I have been very honored to be working with Iram on this project. I fortunately am also able to visit the school regularly, and it's very interesting. I have 2 daughters. One is high schooler and almost the same age that Sonia was when she passed away. And the other one is a physician who actually is very proactive with Iram, organizing the medical camp and going there and doing all the stuff, and our friends are. So a couple of remarkable things here is this, that a lot of people who are working in the field in Pakistan with us, they are volunteering their time. So we are not paying any of them to do this, so which is commendable, and they are very much on board trying to bring this school and the girls up. Other thing is that, you know, I visit Pakistan maybe 5-6 times a year for various reasons. But every time that I'm there, I make a point to go to the school. And it's become a tradition with the school. They expect that if I'm there, I am going to come. And now the kids have a recognition pattern. They see people coming. So my daughter asked me, why do you go? And that was her question. Why do you every time go? I said, I go there because it demonstrates to them that we have made a commitment. And seeing me enforces the fact that the commitment is there and is going to continue. And it makes a huge difference to them. The enrollment is up. I was there. It's gone up to 120, 130 now. It's a time where I have a FaceTime with the teachers, I have a FaceTime with the principal, I have a FaceTime with the parents. I spend, time there talking to them, figuring out if there are things that we can change, do it differently. So it's a very, Iram goes once a year, I go multiple times a year, he hasn't been there yet. We need to take him. So imagine Zahir is committed to it without even being there. So, but one other thing is, as Iram mentioned, solar panel. When I was in February, we were busy getting the work done. I was there in, 110 degrees right after Ramzan. I was there in summer. And because of solar panels, we had this cooler working and the fans working and the light working, and kids were coming and doing 2 weeks of summer school at that time, which was not possible before, and they were very pleased that after Eid they could come and do this. There is nothing much to do in that village, The pictures that you've seen, for me, it's, I go there, I see it, it's very much there, the contrast before and after. So, without, anything more is, I can't add what Iram has already said, but anything that we do just goes a long way here. And also, I think it's one of the few charities that we all are, professionals doing different things, and this we do in our time and also the resources we use don't come from the charity. So whether I'm going there or Iram is going there or anybody, we do it on our time and money. So everything that you're giving is really going to the school, that I can assure you. And I also want to thank Humera, because she and I started talking about her coming and doing this in summer, and I'm so pleased that she's able to be here, and I'm hoping people like Humera are there and on the other end are going to share our story and Sonia's story. I have very good friends. Every time I go, I take somebody. Sati is a very good friend. He's come on board. His brother is a senator these days. It's their province too, it's their people too, and they want to help and be there. So, thank you again for everyone being here tonight, and I'm going to have Zahir add a comment.
I wasn't supposed to comment. So I have to say that the closest I've been to the school is Karachi. So next time I have to go further than that.
Yes.
In any case, I think some of you might have seen one of the North Shore magazines. And there was an article in there on the Ricketts family. And the elder statesmen of the Ricketts family actually went to Africa, which is where I'm from. And he was struck with how low the education standards were in Africa. And he came back and he decided that he was going to make a change in the world. And in this article, he's talking about how he wants to bring education to every child in the world. And that's what we're really trying to do in our part of the world as well, to the extent that we can. And the only way that we can do that is through your support and your ideas as well. It's not just monetary support that we're looking for. We're also looking for ideas, because some of you are from that part of the world and you know what is required to make a go of it. Lastly, Iram mentioned the vocational training center. And I think that there was a lot of resistance initially within the board also, because our focus really was on education. And we really were not keen on spending additional dollars on vocational training. in the end, the board decided that we should proceed with that. And today I have to say that the impact that has had, not just in the ability of the women there to become breadwinners in their own families, but it's also showing the girls that are going to school what impact that can have eventually from an economic standpoint. So again, thank you very much for all the support that you've given us.
I just want to take, you guys are now hungry. I do want to talk about the scholarship program here because we talk so much about Pakistan that we forget that there are a lot of girls here in US who don't have the opportunity to go to school. And our commitment is to all the girls. So I want to ask Zafar. Zafar Bhai has been the driver of that program to say a few things about it so that we don't lose girls from here.
Order online and get the box and put it in closet before she comes back. So, okay, on a serious note, I want to preface whatever I want to say about the scholarship program with some things that one hears on the grapevine. A lot of people are very critical about charities, about new organizations that are opening up and saying, well, you know, there's donor fatigue, people are, you know, asking the same things. But, you know, I tell you, the figures belie, they should be, we are woefully inadequate in terms of helping kids in Pakistan. 22.5 million kids don't make it to school. And that's huge. So whatever we do is a drop in the ocean. What you're doing here is nearly 250 people, girls, some boys, and their mothers are being pushed from the have-nots to the north side of that divide between haves and have-nots. And I think that's commendable. So every little bit helps. And you know, those of us who are privileged to be here, we should take an example from the Aga Khan. His Highness, the grandfather of the current Imam, moved his secretariat to Europe. He thought, this is the Rome of today, and that's where things happen. And just imagine what they have done. A tiny minority amongst the Muslim community, they have transformed our profile. They built a $350 million museum in Toronto, a university in Kazakhstan, a university in Pakistan. That's what you can do when you are privileged, when you can do things here. So what we're doing is very little. And I think thank you very much for the help that you provided Sonia Shah organization, because this young girl, she was a citizen of the world, and she wanted to help all her sisters go on the other side of the divide. And that's why the scholarship program comes in. We have started this. It shouldn't be that only girls in Pakistan, you know, it seems very incestuous that we are collecting money here, everything is going to Pakistan, and Pakistan need is dire. But you know, within our own city in Chicago, if you go to certain parts of Chicago, the need is terrible. I mean, I work for a university where we educate poor, underserved students, so I know something about this. And when Iram mentioned this and initiated this idea in 2015, we welcomed it. And you know, 4 girls are going to make it to the other side. And they're going to be very grateful to all of you for making that difference in their lives. We have girls from, one girl from Pakistani community, but the 3 are Hispanic. And I think that's where we're looking for others. If you know of anyone that we can help, and these are college girls, you know, everybody who's going post-school, because schools are free, so we reckon that, you know, they should be, and they'll be ambassadors of Sonia Shah organization for a long time. And I think that's what will make the difference. We have to go into the mainstream and find people, sources of support there as well. So, I mean, in that regard where Iram appears on NPR or other interviews, it makes a lot of difference. I mean, I was telling Iram this morning that 5 people rang me up because they know my connection. They said, oh my God, Iram was on radio, you know, she's brilliant, what can we do? So that's the kind of thing that we need to do. So all of you are ambassadors. So please go out there and help us reach out to more people so that we are not only going back and forth to you, but you know, your other friends, your larger group. And this is the work worth investing some time in. So thank you for that. And
I want to talk about a girl, the recent girl.
well, there's a new girl that we've just taking on now. She's Mexican, 3.7 GPA. She's at my university, and unfortunately she couldn't come today because this is what their lives are very complex. Her parents forbade her to leave tonight because she's got an older sister who is autistic, so she has to look after her. And this was an opportunity for her to come here and meet all of you, but the parents said no. And you know, this is what the girls are battling. She's 3.7, she's finished 1 year at East West, and she wants to complete her degree in another 2 years. That's commendable. I mean, she wants to save on the time and money, and then she wants to go to law school. And I remember hearing Anita Alvarez at my school speak about how her seamstress mother brought her up and put her through law school. Then she became the Attorney General of Illinois. So I think that's the kind of difference you're going to make in their lives. So thank you for the support that you give this organization. And I think everything is every bit as earlier on was said, that you know, goes to helping those in need. And the school has made a huge difference in Kangra. The lights, the uniforms, you know, the mothers going there, you know, there's a whole support system. I'm sure that 5 years' time, Kangra is going to be a very different place for a lot of people. Yeah. So with that, thank you very much for.
Thank you so much. Does anybody else who wants to say anything? Anyone who's been with the organization? You want to say?
Reach out and touch and feel this mission. We are all here in this room because we are visionaries, and we want education to spread wherever we can make it. I'm Sadia Okheli, a friend of Iram. I'm the founder of Explore Their Stories. Our mission is to inspire and educate global audiences through our films and educational curricula. Thank you to each one of you for being here today to support the beautiful cause and so much work for Sonia Shah organization. This is to uplift, not only to educate, but to uplift the lives of young girls and women, especially in marginalized communities. And trust me, those communities exist not only as far as Kangra, but they are here amongst us. Please help us. Please help us. Open your hearts, open your minds. Join us to support this beautiful cause to help develop visionaries, thinkers, caregivers, scientists, leaders, and most of all, the mothers of an enlightened tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions you guys have? We are here tonight, so please stop me while you're having dinner. You have any specific questions. We have come a long way, but we have a long way to go. We don't have computers, we don't have a library, we don't have lunch, we have a lot of girls waiting at the door. So it's a success story, but it cannot be successful until and unless we keep it going. But if anybody has questions for me, please ask now, or you can ask later on, because I don't want to keep you. Any burning questions?
But detain them here for a little while. Detain them here for a little while.
They'll ask me questions? Yes. You have to have some questions, but anyway, if you don't have any questions, please let's go upstairs and have dinner, and then we come back and have more music. Okay, a question.
How do you make the donations?
You can make a donation. I have everything you can think of. You have a check, you have a credit card, I have everything. So if you want to make a donation, I just want to introduce Imani. Imani, stand up. So we have another, Imani is going to help us with that. If you need any help for anything in terms of giving, or we have envelopes on there. Anything you like. Okay, any other questions?
So, I don't want to hold everybody away from the food, but
No.
can you talk about the computers? Is there a program in place, or what are you guys doing?
Yeah, so no, we want to do computers because now we have electricity, so the computers can run. And it cost about $6,000 for 15 computers to go in a computer lab. And this school is quite far from the mainland, so it takes a little bit more for us to take stuff there to get it installed. The library is about $4,000 with a play, some toys for the kids. So I have other numbers if people want to know, that will be good. One area that I really want to do, just like uniform I wanted to do, was lunch. Because lunch is so important for these kids. Some of these kids come to school hungry, and they cannot study if you're hungry. So we have done multiple math to understand how we can bring down. We've talked to people, and Sarah knows that we have done so many calculations. It's just that it costs about 60 cents to feed a child one day. But it adds up because we have 150 kids. So for the year, it is about somewhere between 12,000 to 15. But we can divide it in 3 months, 6 months. People can, that is the biggest thing for the children to get to the next level, is to have a warm, just a milk pack, a banana, and a bun, an egg. Because the thing is, egg is luxury in that village, and it's so important. So if we can give, yeah.
So in terms of food, most of the kids who come to school, when I ask them what they had for breakfast, it's usually they've had a piece of bread and tea. So there is not even milk, enough milk for the kid to have a glass or cup of milk. Egg is not even an option. They've never seen egg, they don't have egg. Fruits are not an option. So anytime that I take visitors or we visit, we always take them a lot of food, I should say, and fruit. And it's amazing, how delighted they are. They don't want toys, they don't want anything else, they do want food. So Iram and I, she said, has done math. I've been on the ground trying to do this math, how to cut the cost, daily cost. At least we can get them a packet of milk and an egg one day, or a banana one day, anything, 2 pieces, complete meal that would help. They're all undernourished, to be honest. So that's something, if anybody is interested, I would highly, recommend to start. Yeah, it's Zakat, it's these days it's Zilhajjah. This is the biggest time of charity if anybody wants to do it. It depends how you guys want to do it. But there are, and the computer lab, as you asked me in the back, yes, so I'm in conversation with people there. So our vice principal there is literate enough that he is he owns a computer, and he is now going to start. There's one computer, and we are starting classes for the teachers to begin with, the rest of the staff. So the big plan is e-learning or remote learning. That's what we are trying to do. So I'm in conversation with people who can help with teaching them computer and installing, as well as then start the e-learning process. So this is our big thing after the solar panels.
And the medical checkup too, we want to continue the medical checkup every year for the kids, and it costs about $4,000 depending on the number of people, because we need to give them medicine and also vitamins. So what we do now is multivitamins. We give in the school because we don't want them to take it home, because they will misuse it or somebody else will take it. So the teachers give the kids every morning after assembly, they get multivitamins, which is a way, way better than they were. And they're all malnourished, as Sarah said. So there's a lot of need still. We need to have more rooms because now we're expanding and the girls are coming in. So thank you. I don't want to keep you all, but if there's any other question in terms of particulars, yeah, we're all here to answer your questions. Imani can help you with anything you like in terms of payment. And any other questions?
What's your per capita cost right now for each kid?
So, so the question is how much it costs to educate a child, right? So if you do a very basic, no uniform, because uniform can add to cost, and if you don't do medical and all the other pieces, $126 per person per year. If you add the other pieces, then it's about $300 because it costs, you know, everything else that we're giving to them. Now computer and the teachers, now interestingly, our teachers are very well qualified. They're amazing. My vice principal is very busy on social media.
Yes.
It's amazing. Every time I tweet, he tweets 5 times. So he's very smart people. You just have to give them tools. So yes, so it's about between 126 and 300, depending on medicine, food, or the uniform. Any questions? Any other? And we also have a teacher who teaches Quran, so that's a very important part of that that village. So we have that teaching as well. Okay, very good. So let's go upstairs. Oh, question.
Your teachers, are they all local from the village, or do they come from somewhere?
So most of them, it's amazing, these very educated women have been living in that village and not doing anything with it. So some of them are from that village, the other ones are coming from the next village, and that we pay their transportation to. So yes, they're all from that area. And extremely smart. If you see them, I'm like, how can they be?
The commute for them is not very long. You know, we have local girls who are educated who actually also we're trying to get them up to speed with, something like as what we would have here is teacher education, but they are doing it themselves collectively. So you'd be surprised, they're pretty decent in English and Urdu. And this time when I was there, I said, I'm not going to have you guys speak in Pashto. I don't speak the local language. So in school, it's mandatory that you either speak in Urdu or English. So you can't speak the language you speak at home, otherwise you're not going to learn. So that's, so these are small things that we're working in, and they're very committed. Those girls are very committed who've been with the school for now.
All right, let's have dinner. Thank you. And that school is up and running, so his heart is in education, and he has opened his heart and his home to me, to Sonia Shah, many times. So I have a new respect for him as a friend, as a person, and I'm going to ask him to speak as a person, not as a Consul General of Pakistan. So, Faisal.
Thank you, Iram. Thank you for calling me and Hania your friend. It's an honor for us. I wish we could have more dynamic women like you to project the true face of Pakistan, which needs to be projected here. You've turned a personal tragedy into something which is so important for women, for girls. And you rightly mentioned my mother. My mother, when she got married, she was 18 years old and she was only matriculate. My dada was an educator himself, so he educated her FA, BA. And my mother made it a point to educate all people who are working. Our Jamardar's daughter did her master's, and her son is doing his medicine now. That's a generational change. The cook that worked in our home, his son is a chartered accountant, getting around $10,000 in Dubai. So that's the power of education. A couple of months ago, I was at the Aga Khan Center, And there was a saying that Aga Khan said that if you don't have money and you've got 2 children, 1 girl and 1 boy, make sure that the girl gets educated. What you have been doing in Kangra, because I've been to that part of the world, that is the real West of the West. And you know, you will see generational changes. The seed that you have planted in Kangra, that is not only Sadqa Jariya for you, for your family, it will have its dividends for generations to come. Because once those women get educated, they'll make sure that their children get the power of education, and it's only through education that Pakistan can change itself and it can assume its rightful role, being the 5th most populous country, 27th biggest economy, a great cricket team. We have challenges as well. but we can change it. The first country to have a female prime minister, Muslim country, the first country to have a female speaker of the National Assembly, the first Muslim country to have a female fighter pilot, unfortunately, who lost his own life. So that's the potential that we have for Pakistan. It's always a great honor and a privilege to be associated. Unfortunately, we never had the honor to meet Sonia, but frankly, we feel as if we've met her as well through you. Thank you so much.
Here, Iram, Zafar, Saira, all of you, Sadia, all of you people really inspire me. So when I actually do something for this organization, it gives me really good feeling. I feel really proud to be associated with this organization. And I think one thing that Iram might not ask, so I will ask, if you if you are privileged, do open your checkbooks. We do need every single type of help that we can, so that we can bring the change that everybody desires to see in Pakistan. And just, again, very proud.
The doors for everyone and have just fun. So that's what you. Oh, it's in Logan Square Auditorium, and downtown. Free parking, valet parking. She never comes because. But it's easy. It's not easy. But we want to talk about today because you guys are special. You're here because of a reason, and therefore our expectations from you are higher, and we want you to come along with us without any pressure, but still we want you. Okay, anyone else wants to say anything after having dinner? Wants to add anything?
Just thank you. Want to say something?
She's not going to say it. She's very bashful. She invited you guys at her home. She's fed you, shown the music will go on. Please open your checkbooks, open your heart. It's not for her pocket, it's for a cause. And you can deduct this as a 501c3, you're going to deduct it in your taxes anyway.
I think you can start first and everybody follows.
I have done that, ma'am.
हॉल्स होते हैं, बहुत सारे लोग बैठे होते हैं, बहुत दूर दूर बैठे होते हैं, तो इस तरह की जो बहुत क्लोज होती हैं, मैं सही बताऊँ, मुझे वो ज़्यादा अच्छी लगती हैं, बिकॉज उसमें आप अपना जो भी कारकर्दगी है, जो आपका टैलेंट है, वो पेश करने में बड़ा अच्छा लगता है, और जो आई कॉन्टैक्ट्स होते हैं, जो फीलिंग्स होती हैं कि आप लाइक कर रहे हो, तो वो मैं समझती हूँ मुझे ज़्यादा वो अच्छा लगता है, अपनायत लगती है, बिल्कुल सही कहा आपने, बिल्कुल। तो 2-3 चीज़ें श्योर, ज़रूर बिल्कुल, बस 2-3 चीज़ें मेरी पसंद की, उसके बाद आपने कोई फरमाइश करनी होगी तो ज़रूर मैं पूरी करूँगी। करूं इंतजार तेरा किसी से कहा जाए ना सांवरे तेरे बिन जिया जाए ना ढूंढे मेरी प्रीत रे तू है कहाँ मीत रे आंसू बने गीत रे आहे संगीत रे सांवरे तेरे बिन जिया जाए ना सांवरे तेरे बिन जिया जाए ना तेरे बिन जिया जाए ना तेरे बिन जिया जाए ना थैंक यू सो मच बहुत शुक्रिया जीते रहिए क्या कहना बहुत अच्छा आप क्या कहना बहुत शुक्रिया बहुत अच्छा पंजाबी गीत बड़ा अच्छा वो मास्टर अब्दुल्ला साहब की कंपोजिशन मैं पेश करती हूँ सही रात हुंदा रात दा जागना बहुत मुश्किल या कोई जागदा पहरेदार राती या कोई जागदा इश्क दी तारे वाला या कोई जागदा दुखिया बीमार थी सजना रात तेरा तक तक हारिया दिल दे में होए खोले नैना दियां वारियां सजना रात तेरा तक तक हारिया दिल दे में होए खोले नैना दियां वारियां सजना रात तेरा तेरे आवे छोड़े आदी रग चन्ना भोग दे तेरे आवे छोड़े आदी रग चन्ना भोग दे तेरे बाजू पूंज कली बागा विच तूक दी तेरे पिछे रोंदियां ने सदरा विचारियां दिल दे में होए खोले नैना दियां बारियां सजना रात तेरा तक तक हारियां दिल दे में होए खोले नैना दियां बारियां लखवा मैंने इसलिए ये गाया है कि आप सबने मेरे साथ गाया, सबको याद है। दिलदार सदके लखवार सदके तेरा कर्म होया होया प्यार सदके दिलदार सदके लखवार सदके दिलदार सदके लखवार सदके तेरा कर्म होया होया प्यार सदके दिलदार सदके लखवार सदके दिलदार सदके। इसमें एक आवाज है वो मेरे साथ कहेगा ला 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 गाय शायद ला 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 क्या कह रहे हैं ला 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 तक चले गबरू हंस पे तू क्लैप तो बजा के जावा मेरी ने बन गए घुंघरू तक चले गबरू हंस पे तू जावा मेरी ने बन गए घुंघरू दिलदार सदके लखवार सदके सरकार सदके लखवार सदके तेरा कर्म होया होया प्यार सदके दिलदार सदके लखवार सदके दिलदार Thank you so much. जा